Hello everybody, my name is Naseem Nabi and I am the creator of the documentary Surviving Netflix, The Verdict or Silent Arbitration. Some of you are probably out there wondering about the convenient timing about this documentary, almost like it's piggybacking off of another documentary that is also releasing on 6/3. Interesting. But anyways guys, in this documentary, it's gonna be focused on two things. One, allegations from former employees. Some who receive settlements, some who are in silent arbitration that can't speak on it. So guess what? There will never be a verdict, would it? Oh, it would be. It's just done in secret. And two, lawsuits regarding about the documentaries that they make on people. You know, where people have alleged that they have been portrayed negatively. To start, we have a special guest with us. Someone who is in the documentary. Let's bring him on by. Come here, guest.
Thank you, Naseem. My name is Enrico Taylor. I am also the co-creator of this documentary. But you guys have been waiting on me for 1,930 years. I am the one that has wisdom written about in Revelation 13:18, the one who was able to identify the beast. And before you guys go calling me crazy, let me just show you a few things that God did to make sure you couldn't say anything. All right, you see 9991. I was born on September 9th, 1991. Why is that relevant, you see? Okay, because Abraham died in 1991 BCE. Not only that, but the lawsuit that I filed without an attorney, I didn't go to law school. He wanted me to prove that I'm the one that has wisdom. He is tired of what's going on with Michael Jackson. So let me tell you why I can memorize his case number by heart. It's 1133603. Why is that significant, you may say? Did it ever dawn on you that the documentary came out June the 3rd? So you guys in America, that's 6/3. As far as the 1133, that is how old Michael Jackson was when I was born. He was 11 days and 33 years old. Not only that, but God wanted to make sure, just in case you guys just still didn't believe, I have a debit card. Don't mind all this down there, right? This is Apple Pay, and you see 6031. Ones and zeros don't count in God's equation. 1 times anything is 1, 0 times anything is 0. So you just have 6/3. That also goes for the case number. Also, he wanted to make sure, just in case you guys thought I was, lying or just pulling up some stuff, this number has also been following me my entire life. 9596. What is that? That is actually the year that the time period that the book of Revelation was written in. So first and foremost, I want to start off by saying Michael Jackson was innocent. He only went through what he went through because he ignored the prophecy that came out of the Billie Jean song. His mother always told him, be careful who you love and be careful what you do, because a lie becomes the truth, which is extremely true, especially after you just got done headlining the Super Bowl. Notice how they never made a documentary about Jordan Chandler's father being abusive and him having to get emancipated, and how Jordan Chandler doesn't want to talk on anything. Is because Jordan knows that he is innocent. And Jordan, if you're watching this, the world needs for you to come forth. God is not happy with you right now. You're no longer a child. Speak up and defend Michael. Anyway, I'm going to continue moving forward. You see, 1,930 years ago was when the book of Revelations was written. So if you take the zeros and ones out, you just have 9/3. Why is 9/3 significant? Because Michael Jackson was 39 when Netflix was founded on his birthday. Not only that, one of the co-founders, I believe his name is Ted Senderos, however you pronounce that, his wife is Nicole Avant, who was the daughter of Clarence Avant, who was over Michael Jackson's first global tour, Bad. There's another connection besides the fact that they were founding on the same day. You see, Greg Peters is the grandson of William Peters, who helped a 27-year-old Martin Luther King rise to prominence and worldwide recognition. Martin Luther King opened up the doors for Michael Jackson to be able to perform in places that were no longer segregated. So you guys have put an innocent person so badly to depression that he wanted to leave Earth. If you look and you actually do your research, that is what happened. He was tired of living because everywhere that he went, when all he did was try his best to show the love of Jesus, everyone everyone wanted to try to say, oh, this is wrong. You must be doing something sexually inappropriate. Why was he around little boys and stuff? I'll tell you why he was around little children. Because if he wasn't around little children, he wouldn't have been able to stay alive. He was mentally tormented by his childhood. He missed his childhood. He was open about that. And he felt like the only people that would truly love him for him are little children who don't know him as the rich Michael Jackson. But he didn't hang around a lot of little girls because it would have been easier, he thought, for allegations to come forth if he hung around little girls. It just seems inappropriate to have a grown man around little girls. So he was like, okay, I'll be a big brother. I'll be a father figure to these little boys that I wish that I would have had growing up, and it still didn't change anything because once he stood on that world stage, notice that no allegations ever came out until he stood on that world stage in a very specific time period. You see, 33 years ago, why is the number 33 significant? Well, it's the number of, the angels that fell from heaven when they were trying to rebel against it. That is a real story. That is a true story. I'm not going to try to defend it or going back and forth. It doesn't matter. Man was created naked, so with 33 vertebrae in a garden of Eden, so that the fallen angels could see that they're now subordinate to a being created in the image of God. You once tried to take my glory. You tried to take over 33% of you. So now here are the two ways that you come up with the number 666. Okay, you come up with the number 666 by taking the number 100, right? And you subtract the 33% that fell from heaven. You take 100, doing it in your calculator right now, 100 minus 33.33. You will get that number. There's also another way. So the number, the amount that the two witnesses walk around earth prophesizing against the beast, which is 1,260 divided by the number 33, and you're going to get 38.181818. It just keep going forever, right? And then you do the number of the beast, which is 666, and you divide that by 333, and you get to 0.18181818. You get 18, which is the number of a man. This was a calculation that was going to be very hard for people to understand because in order to do it, you have to flow in the wisdom of God. And what is the one that has wisdom? He is the one that has God. So I had to go through everything that Michael Jackson went through in order to understand how he felt. In order to understand how he felt. Okay? So the beast is Donald Trump. All right, the beast is Donald Trump. A lot of you are going to be trying to fight and say it's not him. Yes, it is him. Okay, the beast is Donald Trump. In 2017, and you can look me up on Facebook, and you will find the message that I gave Franklin Graham in the year 2017, where I said what God told me to say, that one day that the Lord will give me a platform that I will be able to ask him publicly, did he, God, tell him to tell his followers to vote for Donald Trump? Because he didn't. Okay? Franklin Graham, if you're reading this, today is the day. God made sure of it, right? A lot of people went through a lot of pain to get to this point. But I'm going to tell you, in the year 2017, the federal deficit of America under Donald Trump was 666. All right? His son-in-law, Jared Kushner, used to own 666th Avenue. They just changed it. His grandmother was Elizabeth Christ, and she died on 661966. For some of you that are trying to figure out, those of you that are connected to the line of Ishmael or follow something that's connected to the line of Ishmael are going to be saying certain things or probably wanting me to die. I want to remind you that I was born in the reverse year of Abraham. He died in 1991. I was born in 1991. I would also like to remind you of this, that the revelation that I get from God is immediate and something that you can go and check and see for yourself. You see, in the year 571, Muhammad was born. April the 20th, 571. April the 20th, 1889, Adolf Hitler was born. There's 1,318 years in between those two. born on the same day. This was done on purpose so that when you hear me speak, you'll know that I'm telling the truth. There's no lie coming out of my mouth. This is facts that you can go and you can look at. Some may try to argue 570 just to say it. But the truth of the matter is this: the beast is here, and his name is Donald Trump. You have three Donalds in power right now. You have Donald John Trump, you have James Donald Vance, and you have Jimmy Donaldson. Donald means world ruler. Stay tuned for the actual series.